Hello, everyone, and welcome to the exciting world of the Linux. My name is Dmitry, and I'm so excited that you have decided to learn this incredible operation system. Let's take a look how the webinar will proceed. We will start with a brief theoretical overview of Linux, covering what Linux is, why knowing Linux is a valuable skill, its history and structure. This will be followed by a practical demo. I will show the different ways how to install Linux, the essential software you need to interact with. After that, we will have a short introduction to bash scripting. We will cover what bash is, why it's useful, and finally, I'll demonstrate an example bash script to optimize website delivery. You will find links to all materials in the descriptions below. Also, please use English in the chat and be respectful to each other. Today, we will not have a live QA session, so please leave your questions in the comments and I will answer them after the webinar. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the presentation. And we start. Whether you are just starting out with Linux or have years of experience in the technology industry, Linux is a very important skill to have in today's digital world. So Linux has brought evolution in computers technology. It is the heart of internet, running on millions of servers, supercomputers, smartphones, and so on. Professionals use Linux every day because it's flexible, powerful, and provide high security for systems. Okay, getting to know Linux starts with learning the basics. Let me tell you a little about the origin of Linux. Back in 1969, a few brilliant people created a first real operational system called Unix. Later, a man named Richard Stallman started creating a free version for everyone to use. And in the year 1991, a young programmer named Linus Torvalds finalized it by editing an imported kernel. That's when Linux was born in the year 1991. Sorry. What is the kernel? Kernel is what connects all the parts of a computer. It allows software and hardware to communicate with each other seamlessly, and the Linux kernel is very adaptable and configurable. It makes it ideal for today's technology professionals. But the Linux is not just a tool, it's an entire community, and programmers around the world are openly working on applications and projects. They push innovations forward and beyond. This spirit of sharing and improving is a part of makes Linux so powerful. And I'm so excited to walk you through the Linux journey. Starting today, we will move step by step, so that's everything it's easy to understand. The potential of Linux is endless, so let's dive and see what this amazing operation system can do. Here you can see some case points to know about Linux. It's free to use. Anyone can download and use Linux for any job. Next one, many large companies and small groups work together to improve Linux. This is why it remains very stable and secure. Together, contributions worldwide innovate and share code openly. This is collaborative process has resulted in strong security, stability, and performance. Next one, Linux runs on all kind of devices, not just computers, but phones, robots, and even spaceships. People use Linux for all of things, from playing games to building super fast websites and so on. It runs greater even on older machines. Um, Under the hood, Linux has special commands, but you can see them later. Let's proceed. So why learn Linux? Linux is essential for jobs in tech industry. Many roles required Linux skills such as system administrator, that's the guy who takes care of servers or networks, cloud administrator, manage cloud services such as AWS, and DevOps engineer helps software development teams. Almost all major websites run on servers that use Linux. Even Windows has Linux servers. Android phones and Chromebooks also use Linux. Many useful tech programs such as Docker or Kubernetes were created specially for Linux. They help you manage applications and servers easily. Linux is a powerful system, but it also allows for customization. This makes it a great tool for learning and practicing coding. Professionals use Linux for security, speed, and collaboration on projects. In general, learning Linux can open doors to an exciting career related to building the technologies we interact with on a day basis. Even starting to learn Linux now will give you skills that will remain with you for years. Let's proceed to the Linux architecture. At its center, Linux has a kernel. Think of the kernel like a brain of the operation systems. The kernel does very important jobs like managing the computer's CPU, memory, and storage drive, controlling inputs from keyboard, mouse, and so on, allowing program to use hardware functions. It also starts and stops programs. It also acts as a bridge between your software programs and the physical parts inside the computer. Linux uses a monolithic design, which means the kernel does everything directly. It handles low-level tasks. They could be managing and allocating memory, setting up and reading from hardware devices like disks, network cards, etc. That could also load and run device drivers. And it also manages high-level operations like running user processes and switching between them, providing system calls and APIs for processes to interact with hardware. It also handles network protocols and network stacks, implement security features like permissions and process isolations. This makes Linux very efficient and powerful, but it also means that the whole system can crash with a small error in kernel code happens. Okay, let's go on. Difference between distributions. So what is distribution. Distribution or distros are different versions of Linux made for different types of computers. For example, desktop distributions focus on home computers, server distributions um, for they are good for large networks and website hostings. Distributions for older devices, they give them new life. Uh, Distributions install software differently using various package managers. For example, apt or DNF and yum. Some distros are freely supported by a community, others have companies providing help. The heart of all distributions is the Linux kernel. Once you learn one skill, your skills transfer to all others easily. So even though the desktops may look different, under the hood everything shares the same powerful Linux brain. So knowledge you gain is very reusable across versions. Let's go to most popular Linux distributions. First one is Red Hat. So it used widely in enterprise for servers, has paid subscriptions with long-term support. It known for stability and security updates. The next one, CentOS. It is a community version of Red Hat Enterprise Linux. It has free and open source, ideal for servers, has long-term support. It combines Red Hat qualities with no subscription fees. The next one goes Fedora. Fedora also has community support by Red Hat developers. It has more features and packages, and they come to this distros before the Red Hat. It's popular for personal use and for development. SUSE, it's also used often for enterprise service and desktop, has mixed community and commercial support, also long-term stability and security updates. The next one is Debian. Debian is a universal and widely used personal desktop distribution. It's entirely free and open source. Has huge repository of pre-built packages. And it has popular base for different distributions. The next one, the famous one, is Ubuntu. Is a top desktop Linux. It is easy to use and based on Debian stability. It has official flavors for different devices and huge community support and documentations. The next one, Gentoo Linux. It's most customizable source-based compilation. It's slower. It's slower when you install it, but faster in a runtime. The next one, Arch Linux. So it also requires more technical skills for installation. It's popular for custom desktops and servers. Alpine Linux. It's a small-sized and security-focused Linux used for frequently as Docker and Kubernetes hosts. And also, it's a lightweight and optimized for resource usage. The next one, Kali Linux, focused on security tools and penetration testing, free for legal security resource. There are a lot of distros. For example, you can hear Mint Linux or Lubuntu. Mint Linux is beginner friendly with Ubuntu base. Lubuntu it's also lightweight and optimized Linux for old machines. That's how a lot of distros we have. Let's go. Now you can see our task. You have to go to the website Killer Coda. What is the website Killer Coda? Let me open it for you, and I will show you how to do the task that I will give you today. Okay, let me start sharing my screen. Okay, and let's go to the Killer Coda website. You can log in with your GitHub account here. So I already logged. Let's do a login again. Okay, this is your task created by Pavel Pivash. As you can see, there are a lot of modules here. And the last one, final quiz. Let's try the first one. On the left side, you can see the lesson. You may start. On the right side, you have the terminal window. You can switch from the terminal window to editor. It looks like Visual Studio. So, as you wish. You can read the lesson and do the task in the right side. Then click the next button, and after you finish this task, you will have. Sorry, let me return. You have to complete all these lessons and the final quiz. In 2 weeks, we will have an online webinar where I will show you how to do this final test. We will do all steps one, and I will explain what you have to do there. So now let me show how can you get and play with Linux on your computer. You can use the website Killer Coda, and you can see that we have playground here. I will click on Ubuntu, and it will give me 60 minutes to do everything that I need. I can write commands here. For example, this one, it will show me the path where I am. You can update packages. It doesn't show me. Let me switch to editor. I just try to update the packages, but it doesn't allow me maybe. Okay, it doesn't matter. You may practice here online on the website. And now let's proceed how you can use Linux on your local laptop. Uh, First and the complicated step is to download, for example, Linux distro. Let's go to the ubuntu.com. You can download the whole server here and then create USB drive using this website. Just select your image, insert the USB drive, and it will create a bootable USB drive for you with Linux distro. But it's a very complicated approach because we have to manage all our space on Windows, maybe allocate free space before installing Linux. So it's a if you want to do more simpler, we can start with VirtualBox. Let me show you how it works. I already opened the VirtualBox. You have links how to download VirtualBox in the description. What you're gonna do? So you have to create new machine. Let's click new. Select the name, select the image, select the type, Linux, and using wizards go to other steps. I already did all the steps and my Ubuntu server is running here. Let me show you how it looks like. Let me show settings before. So I did allocate not a lot of memory for this machine because I have no graphical interface here. That's only a terminal window, one processor unit, two networks adapter. One is localhost only adapter, and the second one is a NAT driver to have the internet access. So let me show this window. That's how our console and terminal window looks like. And here I can type commands. For example, let's do the same that I wanted. So I'm just trying to update packages from repository apt. It will ask me to write my password because to update these packages, you have to be an administrator. You will not show the password, but be sure that I'm typing it. So as you can see, it works. It shows me that packages are updating. But it's also not an easy approach to launch Linux on your system. If you have Windows 10, you can use Linux subsystem integrated with Windows. So let's go to the Windows Store. once again, Microsoft Store. Yeah, I see the chat and see correct answers. It calls Windows subsystem Linux. You can search for I already did it, so let's try to open it. And you see the terminal window. Let's give him a little time. Before do install Linux that way, you have to option, then turn Windows features or off. And select this point to and enable this point. Let me show you this one. Windows subsystem for Linux. It will ask you to reboot your Windows, and then you have to install Linux. So something happened bad. Okay. One more step that you can do, it's how to connect to the Linux on your computer. Because I'm using the preview from VirtualBox, but it's not good to copy paste or move files there. So let me show you different ways how can you interact with your local Ubuntu system. So we will start with the application that called WinCSP. It's free to use. And it will give you a wizard window where you can type your IP address of this virtual machine, your name and password, and do login. Now we are connecting to the virtual machine driven by VirtualBox. So this one. Let's wait a little. Okay, on our left side, we have folders from my computer. Let me show you, that's Windows here. On the right side, you have to see the all Linux folders. Let's select, for example, my home directory. And I can move one file here. Let's select this one. Done. The next application that I want to share with you. So let's say yes. It's a mobile extern. You also have the link in the description. I already started this app. It's more powerful tool because it could connect to different servers. For example, let's select new session. If you can see, we are connecting via SSH to our Ubuntu. It can use different approaches. So let's edit my session and I will show you that it's the same connection that I have on VNCSP. I just put my remote address, the name, and it will ask me the password when I will connect. Let's try to connect. Okay, let me close this one. Okay, we see that we connected to the Ubuntu version 25.04.3. It's the same way we can type commands here. And as a result, you can see that we have this file that we just sent it to this Linux. And the last application, maybe it's more convenient to use if you are a developer. It's a Visual Studio. By the way, let's try to connect to our VSL version. Let me disconnect here and select this one. To connect to VSL Ubuntu, we can select okay, so it doesn't work. Maybe it's because I am doing the record in one time, launching more applications. Okay, great. Let's go to the Visual Studio. Let me close the remote connection. Here on the panel, we have Remote Explorer. It takes time. Okay, you can manage your virtual machines here. Let me select the config. It's simple. You just write the host name, the user. I have two virtual machines here. Let's close. And you can just click here and connect to the remote session. It will ask me twice to type the password because it is setting up the Visual Code server. By the way, we can connect without typing any passwords using the certificate. I will show you how it could be done a bit later. So it's still loading. So let's proceed to the final step that I want to share with you. We will return to the Visual Studio Code. You can run Linux using cloud. In my case, I will use AWS. How to create an account on AWS? It's a complicated way, maybe not so complicated way, but you have to do some steps. You can find a lot of manuals on internet how to do that. But today I will show you how to create a new instance on AWS. Let's go to the main page here. And select EC2 link that will follow to the EC2 instances. Okay. Let's click Launch Instance. Let's type friendly name, Ubuntu. Let's go to the versions. As you can see, you can select different types. But what you have to know, when you join the AWS, it gives you 1 year of free tier. That means you can run instances and do some tasks without any payment, so completely free. But you have limitation. For example, I can use Ubuntu, and you see free tier reliable here. But there are a lot of versions here. Let me show you. They are not for this way. So let's do it by default. The step is select the type. Here we have 2 CPUs and 1 gigabyte of memory. And one of the major steps here, it's a key pair. So we can select my created key or create a new one. So let's do it. Let's type the name, Ubuntu. That will be the PEM key. And let's type create. As you can see, it downloaded immediately to my downloads folder. Let's proceed with our settings. Here you can see network settings. Let me select already existing security group because I will show you ports that are open here. Let's open. For my test environment, I will use only HTTP port for all IPs and the SSH port to connect from my local IP, my internet IP to my environment. So let's cancel it and return. Let's leave other options by default and click here to, so let me do a final check, launch instance. Now it's time to return to our Visual Studio. Let's type our password again. Maybe it will show us the connection. And also let's look at our EC2 instance on AWS. So as you can see, the state is running, but we have to wait before status check has to pass here. So we will wait a little. So it's still opening our remote session. Okay, let's return to the EC2 instance. We can click on instance ID to do some preparations before connecting. Let's button. And we will use SSH client. So it shows me that here is the DNS address to use to connect. And we will use our mobile extern application. So I have already created a session for it. And let me edit the session. On the remote host field, I will put this DNS address. The default name to connect is Ubuntu, as you can see it here. Ubuntu, not here. Ubuntu. And to connect without typing any passwords, we will use our certificate, the private key. And let's select our download folder. Okay, and now we can connect. Done. We have connection to our cloud machine using the same application that we connected to the local one. Maybe let's switch here. It's still loading, so that's complicated task for my laptop. Okay, let's return to the presentation. And go to the next task. So here are the steps that I already covered. first step is sign the killer code website using your GitHub account. You can do login using the other accounts, but I recommend you to use the GitHub. Then you have to take the entire Linux Foundation course, your knowledge. And if you want extra tasks, there is another course called Linux Advanced course, also made by Pavel. Let me show you what it looks like. Hmm. Okay, let's do it this way. You can click on his name and see all these courses. This course doesn't contain any quizzes, but it contains a lot of lessons, and different tools to use. So let's select this lesson. It looks the same. You start and see the theory on the left side and the terminal on the right side. Even you can click on this code examples and it will put them immediately on the terminal window. So let me show it here. Okay, see that it works. Okay, let's proceed to the presentation. And I would like to share with you some useful links about Linux. You can see the description about each one. Let me show you some of them. For example, Linux Journey. Linux Journey is a good one website that you can start from zero to hero. Here you can see the explanation. You can also get familiar with command line interface. It will show you which command is examples. You can do quiz. So that's all good and helpful information you can find here. Again, the next slide. What is Bash? So Bash, you all see the Bash that we use on our terminal window because it's the same that the shell window we have here. And Bash helps you to type commands and control the operation system, and it could automate your task. So you can just create a file and put all commands in one file and then run this file and it will do your task immediately. DevOps teams and system administrator use Bash to do application deployment, code also process your data, can do log analysis, have monitoring and testing. So as you can see, there are a lot of advantages here. Okay, let's proceed to the next you can find here also useful links. For example, let's go to the bar cheat sheet, for example. Okay, as you can see, there are a lot of commands here, regular expressions, conditionals, and so on. But it's a huge topic to explain. Today we will just cover this topic shortly. Okay. Oh, that's thank you, but not thank you for now. Now I'll show you how can we use our bash scripting to automate the task. So I have prepared on my GitHub account a simple website. So the link is here. And the website looks like Linux and Bash introduction. So let me show my website. It's a simple HTML document made on Bootstrap. I also created a bash scripting file that will automate my task. I want to deploy this website to our web server that will be running on my local environment using the VirtualBox, and we will also use this the same code to deploy the same website on the cloud to AWS. So let me show how it looks like. So it's a huge okay, some explanation and bullet points what we are going to do here. On the top of the script, you have this row called shebang. Shebang we will use to tell our environment, in our case that will be Linux, which entrepreneur we have to use to run this script. In our case, we use bash. That could be a shell script. Also, I cannot edit here. It depends on your scripting language here, because if you can type another commands and they will not work if you didn't write the correct options here. Our script will work immediately, and this parameter will, if our script will fail on any command, it will exit immediately. So the options is here. What we're gonna do first, I will give the link from my GitHub account to the script, and then it will create a folder here in my home directory. Then the script will install Linux server, also Git on my Linux, and the tool that manage my firewall. If I have this tool already installed, it will skip this step. That's why I have if and else here. Then it will run our Nginx server and check if the service is running. Then I will clear the default Nginx path to the website because we will run this script twice. We can do more, and each time we will have the new website. Now, and then it will copy all web files from my home directory to the Nginx directory. Then the firewall comes. We will open just 80 ports on HTTP and 22 port for SSH connection. And the last step, we will check about the local addresses to connect to the web server, because on my home environment I have two connections, one local and one not connection to have an internet, and the same on the cloud. Let me show you our connection here. We can click on instance ID and see that we have public IPv4 address and the private address here. Okay, let's do the magic. First of all, we have to connect to our session. We will use Mobile Extern to do that. Let's try maybe the last time. Okay, let's close it to save resources. Okay, we can put the script here different ways, using different ways. For example, I can open my Explorer window and just let's do a download here for my GitHub account. Let's download this my script and go to the download folder. Not here, sorry. Let's open that way and just move from one window to another one. So it doesn't allow me to do that. Okay, let's do it another way. We can create just a new file here and click script and the name script.sh and open it here and just do copy paste from this to this one and let's save it. If we don't have an Explorer window here and just a terminal window, we can do and copy paste using the commands. For example, let's type patch command and type the file name. Script1.sh And let's update here. As you can see, I've created new file. Let's do another command. Using this command, I will open the editor. So it doesn't work. Maybe you have to install it. So I don't have Nano editor. Now it's time to install it. So now I will use my admin rights to install the application Nano. Let's type sudo apt get install Nano, and I will put the Y flag in the end. That means say yes. Now it will ask me about my password. Okay, the application is installing. Yes, I see your comments. We can use Vim. It depends. So let's wait a little. Let's copy paste our script to the AWS as well. Let's create a new file, script.sh. Okay. So I want to restart any services. Let's type 11 and try to edit our script using Nano. As you can see, I have the editor window, and we can do copy paste from our Git. Here. It'll ask me to copy paste, and I need to use Command O command to write it. And now I will exit using Command X. And let's open this file. It doesn't show me. Let's do it again. How strange. Okay, that doesn't work for me because of live recording. So now it's time to try running this script. I will type command to run the script. Let's do first run without putting any links to this script. It will show us an error. Now it's permission denied. So because I didn't put permissions to execute the script, now I will write chmod command +X and write the script name. So let's do it this way. That will give to our file the permission to run. And let's try another. So let's say byte entrepreneur file busy What's wrong with that script? Okay, let's put my script directly to this folder using another terminal. Let's upload just this file. It always allows me to put the file here. Okay, so let's connect via WinCSP session. And do copy paste. Let's go to my downloads folder. Okay, I hope it will work that way. Let's update our folder. Now we have to do the same with file that give him permissions to run. Okay, and let's run the script. Okay, we got an error that URL is missing here, and it shows me that an example that I have to put the link. Let's copy link from my GitHub account. Okay, let's do it that way. Code, copy. Let's return. And I will put our link as a parameter here. And now you see the magic. So in my script, I use verbose mode to show that all stuff we did to the terminal. You can just run your script privately. It will not show any information on the terminal window. Just do the task silently. But for now, we want to see all that steps. So now our script is updating the repositories and installing the Nginx. We will do the same on AWS. It will run faster than on my local environment, so we don't have to wait so much time. So a lot of libraries we have to upload to start Nginx. Okay, I don't want to update any services. Now it's time to install Git. So let's do some steps on our AWS account to save our time. Okay, it failed. Let's do this way. Hostration doesn't copy to AWS as well. So I type the same commands to the AWS Ubuntu. Change that permission. And we'll try to run the script. So maybe it's just because of the coding here. Text file is busy. Why it's busy? So we will not. Now I'm installing the firewall. Okay, all packages installed. Then now it's step to copy paste files. Or now it's updating the some libraries. So still waiting. Yes, I will try to check what process logs the file, but I'm not sure that it's the process. Maybe have to reconnect. No, it doesn't allow me. But it works for me when I test it all. So I don't have to restart services. So now it's time to clone our repo and put into the default Nginx folder. Now our firewall is configuring. Okay, done. As you can see, it typed me my address, IP address, and I can copy paste this link, but I will open my web browser instead and show you what is on my website. As you can see, you have welcome to Linux and Bash. So it means that our Nginx server on our Ubuntu is working. And as I promised you to run this script twice, I have another one test website, and it's time to show you how this could speed up the process to deploy. Let's select my repositories and test website 2. It's also the template from internet. We paste the link and run our script again using the second link. We don't have to wait to install Nginx and so on. Our script skipped all the steps, and it is just downloading the website to the temporary folder and will move this website to the Nginx folder. Okay, let's check our website in a web browser. So it's still loading, but as you can see, the site changed. It will show you another website. So let's wait a little. Yeah, let's try to deal with our script on AWS and type the command apt. Mistaken here. So I have a mistake. Those two Unix. Those two Unix sudo apt install those two. Okay, so that's something is broken for me. So let's return to their website. So it didn't load well, but as you can see, there's another website that was developed and deployed using the script running on my local environment. So sorry for errors that we have today, but it's my first time. And that's it for today. I hope you have to already touched the links from Killer Coda. You can use all my links in the description. And the last step that I want to share with you that you can uh, join the community. We invite all Russian-speaking Linux fan to EPAM Mighty Unix community. The link you can find also in the description to this video. This community is driven by specialists who want to understand computers and operation system work extremely deeply. So you can follow the link. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching and joining me today. I so appreciated you. So that's it. Let's end the stream. Bye. So next stream we will have in 2 weeks. I will improve my script for AWS, show you how it runs, and we will go through the final quiz on Killer Coda for Linux Foundation. So thank you guys and